So I found out one of the easiest ways to fall into the trap of instant gratification is because the people that are around us. For example, it's a lot easier to scroll on Instagram, right? When your friend's over there scrolling on Instagram. It's a lot easier to watch YouTube for hours and hours when your friends and all your family and everyone else is doing it, right? And it's weird because you're actually the weird guy, right? You're the weird person when you don't do these things. But we know it's not healthy for us, right? Especially when it's prolonged exposure. But we're still like the weird people. Like, these apps were literally catered for us to be addicted to them. Like, every part of that app, every color, every sound was made so that it would get us hooked on, right? It was supposed to be so addictive that we're not even supposed to be able to control it. And it was supposed to be so low key that we weren't even supposed to notice it. So the fact that you're even making any progress is like, that's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to be addicted to these apps. You're supposed to stay on them for hours and hours. And the fact that you made any progress at all is amazing. That's literally incredible. Like, you're going against such an addictive thing, right? You're going against literal addictions here. And if you've made any progress that's not supposed to happen, you're doing an amazing job. First off, that's what I wanted to tell you today. Like, whatever progress you've made, even if it seems insignificant to you, that's not supposed to happen. So, good job on your part, first off. Another thing that I want to mention, like I was saying before, is that your family, your friends, most likely are doing these destructive habits. And then when you stop doing them, when you tell them, oh, I'm stopping that, sure, they're like, yo, yeah, it's good. But then you seem like extreme. You seem like almost like a weirdo, right? People will see you in this weird way because you're not like them and you're going against the standard social conformity, right? Because at the end of the day, instinctually, we want to be like other people. And if other people notice we're different, right? Think about it like if you were the caveman, right? And you were like the weird, different guy. You would be like isolated from the group. You might die. So being more like the group, we've evolved to survive that way. But the thing is, now what the group does is literally destructive, right? What most people do, the average person lives like a life that's pretty destructive, that's pretty bad for mental health. Like, the average person's mental health has gone down over the last 50, 100 years. And so if you want to be like the average person, which if you're watching this video, you probably don't. You probably don't want to spend hours a day out watching TikTok, being distracted. You probably don't want to spend hours a day on Instagram. But it feels weird, and you're seen as weird when you don't do those things. Think about that for a second. When you don't do what's bad for you, you're seen as weird, right? When you don't waste time, you're seen as weird, bro. That's like, what? It's so hard because, like, think about it, bro. Your family is doing all these things, right? And then you're not. But you see your family relaxing, chilling, you know, scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, and you have to go against that. And then you're seen as like the weird guy that's not trying to do that, that's trying to be healthy, that's trying to do all these things. It's like being healthy now is weird. Bro, being undistracted is weird now. And it's not that it's weird, it's just, it's different. It's different and it's weird, I guess. And that's one of the hardest things about going your own direction, being a leader, is the fact that you're gonna do what most people don't. You're gonna do what the 90%, what the 99% don't do. And if you're already taking steps to do that, you're doing an amazing job. No matter how many times you fail, if you keep picking yourself up, you're going to succeed. And you gotta just keep going at it, because the moment that you decide to quit is when you actually fail. That's true failure there. It's like, you don't expect to be perfect at first. For example, if you're in the gym and you're lifting weights and you're just starting off on bench press with like the bar, and then you try to go from the bar to 225, 2 plates on each side, what do you think is going to happen, bro? You're going to lift that bar up and then try it, and then you're just going to fail. And then that's like saying, okay, I failed the big weight, so I guess it's just not meant for me. The gym's not meant for me. Think about how stupid that is, bro. If you try to quit distractions all at once, the chances are that that's going to happen, right? And this applies to anything. If you're trying to quit anything all at once, whatever you're trying to quit, expect there to be resistance. Expect there to be relapse, because if you're not prepared for that and you just quit right after the relapse, the first relapse or whatever, and you don't keep going at it again and again and again, the moment you quit is the moment you fail. So if you're trying to quit distractions and you go all at once, and you're playing video games 6 hours a day, whatever, you're watching social media another 3 hours a day, and you're like, okay, I'm quitting everything. And then you try that. In 2 days, you find yourself back on Instagram, back on the destructive habits, then you're like, it's not meant for me, I have to quit. Think about that, bro. I don't want to have this video end because of this, the lawnmower. I might have to end this soon, but think about that, bro. The destructive habits are going to be insanely difficult to quit, but if you make any progress, first off, pat yourself on the back, because that's not supposed to happen. These things are supposed to be so addictive. These companies have literally tailored them to be so addictive that you can't quit. And the fact that you're quitting is incredible. It's incredible. The fact that you've made any progress is not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be literally impossible. But you're doing it somehow. Here it comes. It's supposed to be impossible, bro. That's all I'm going to say in this video. Make sure you go down right now and subscribe. Check out the rest of my content. My name's Justin. Remember, you deserve the consequences of your actions.